making its way through all these neighborhoods, all the way down, even reaching to the highway. I mean, look at the destruction just right here. This is just one of the many cars, keeping a close eye on it, making sure that this doesn't spread any further and making sure that nobody's hurt. And as I mentioned, Highway 101 is closed and will remain closed until further notice. Well, this is the hillside where the fire was coming down earlier today. There were fire crews dropping retardant throughout the hillside. The water is just a few feet from Ian's house, which is over here. And as you can see, he has already prepped for that. He has sandbags. Throughout the day, it kept moving, clogging up all the drains, going down into the hotel where evacuations had to take place. Preventing the rest of this tree from falling completely into the house is this branch. Cars are going through, and the people who actually go from Morro Bay to Atascadero are really excited about being open again. Karina, as crazy it is to believe, this is actually Halcon Road in Atascadero, but most of the Salinas River has swept through. You can see here just behind me, that house, how high this mudslide just swept through. The anticipated storm was a powerful one that created mudslides and debris flows, leaving nothing but destruction in its path.
We had 4 feet of mud raging through counter high through my house.
It was just like in the middle of a river. You just see water just gushing down the hills, water gushing down behind you. You didn't have nowhere to go. You were literally just stuck.
People climbed up on their roofs, swam in puddles of mud, trying to get themselves to higher ground. Others attempted not only to get themselves out, but help others in any way they could, digging through debris.
We dug down, we found a little baby. I don't know where it came from. But we got it out, got the mud out of its mouth. I'm hoping it's okay. They took her right to the hospital. But it was just a baby 4 feet down in the mud.
Homes were buried in mud. Others destroyed and pushed downstream, tangled up in trees. Cars were also washed away and power lines knocked over, leaving hundreds of people looking for escape.
You just can't imagine how powerful that mud was, how the rocks coming through. There's 2 trees in our house. Our rooms are gone. Everything's gone, just wiped out.
Up to 50 officers and deputies were out trying to deter people from stealing cars. But while out and about, they stopped many people for other violations and even went on a high-speed pursuit, arresting a motorcycle rider at gunpoint. Officers were busy Wednesday as an attempted traffic stop led to a car chase through Santa Maria onto Highway 101, topping out well over 100 miles per hour and ending on the outskirts of town near Fox and Canyon Road.
Drop it now! Turn it off! Turn it off! Get off it! Get off it! Get off it! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't touch that! Get on the ground!
Officers tried to pull over a motorcycle driver for not having a license plate. Turns out the bike wasn't even registered. This truck wasn't either. And while the main focus during Wednesday's operation was to go undercover to catch car thieves, officers found themselves making traffic stops for many other violations.
We've come across people who have warrants and are driving without license, and all kinds of every other crime that you could possibly think of.
These cars with multiple cameras were used to help track down stolen cars.
So the way the system is set up with the cameras, it will read the license plate of the car that's on the camera.
This undercover officer explains how bait cars are used to draw out thieves.
And, the cars that we use are vehicles that look just like any other car that's out here on the roadway. Inside these cars there is audio equipment, cameras, to be able to record them while they're taking the vehicle. That way we can get successful prosecution later on.
About 4 arrests were made within the first hour. Most had warrants out for their arrest. In the studio, Fabiola Ramirez, KSBY News.